Well, Josh, back to Olympic trials. You've been there before. What do you take away from your past experiences that you're really focused on this time?
To make sure that I have a game plan set, and that when I go to Olympic trials and I'm warming up, to make sure that I practice my game plan, I review everything I want to, make sure everything's in line before I step on the blocks, instead of just getting up on the blocks and kind of letting destiny play its part. Just to take more control of the controllables and to recognize them.
And it's obviously a very different setting than most meets you compete in. What's it like when you're up there on the blocks in the middle of this big giant arena, everybody watching?
This is the only meet I ever care about. Out of all the meets I do, this is the only one I care about. For me, I can't wait for it. I'm ready for this race to be over. I'm ready, to move on. I'm ready to go to the Olympics, and I'm ready to put all the what ifs behind me. I'm ready to play.
And you've been waiting 4 years for another chance at this. How do you focus on something for so long, and then how do you dial that in now?
That's the worst part, is that it's all put onto one day. All 4 years of work, sacrifices, kind of changing, your race strategy, your stroke, your nutrition plan. Everything's all bottled up into one day. You come up with this plan in order to execute your race, and when it comes down to it, the nerves will be there, and that kind of throws you off your game. And the way to get back on the game is just to remember, try to think of trigger words that'll get you back to where you want to be. So like when you dive in, you want to think about something, whether it's a sound or a word that'll associate, how to get good body line, or how to be aggressive, or how to, kind of tone it back a little bit. You just have all these word plays that you have, and that's kind of how, when it bottles down into one day, and how to stay cool and calm, you just got to make sure that you just review your game plan, know that you can execute it, and make sure that you don't lose sight of it.
And you're from Cincinnati, you're an alum of this program. There's two guys going with you who are competing, very different goals than you going in. But what's your advice to them as they head to the Olympic trials for the first time?
My advice to them is you'll get to see the best of the best, compete. And you get a special glimpse behind the scenes. You can watch them, all these guys, you can watch them warm up, you can watch them warm down. And you can learn, what they do in order to prepare. They're not, messing around. They're not, joking. They're there to be serious. And if you want to get to that level, you've got to commit to that. For Bready and DePietro, to go and watch these guys, it'll just put it in perspective on where they are and how to, elevate their game.
Well, Ryan, obviously coming off, the college year and all this, and now heading to the Olympic trials. What's it mean to you to qualify to go to the Olympic trials?
It's a huge honor and privilege to go and represent UC and my old club team at the same time, and show what I'm made of to, I guess, the United States.
What's it mean to have a teammate going with you and Chris?
Oh, it's a huge relief. Just to be there. He's one of my good friends, so it's going to be really like a huge stress reliever. And we're both in the same boat, first year, like doing this. So it's going to be a huge learning experience, and for both of us. And we're just going to go and have fun. And
then finally, have you ever competed in an environment like what you're going into?
Can't say that I have. Conference is big, but this is going to outdo it for sure.
Well, Chris, first of all, it's coming off a successful college season. What's it mean to you to now be going to the U.S. Olympic trials?
It means so much to me. This will be the biggest meet I've ever had in my life, and I'm really excited to see what I can do.
And what's it mean to have a teammate going with you? You and Ryan are really close. You kind of get to lean on each other through the whole process.
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to have some good times there. We're not going to try and get too caught up in the situation that we're in, just goofing around with each other, keeping the mood light, so we're not too focused and, we mess up in one of our races. So it's really nice to have a teammate like Ryan going with me.